Hello, hello, my friends. I have a small business candle haul to share with you guys today. This is a newer candle company to me. I've actually purchased one other candle from this business in the past. What business am I talking about? It's a small business based out of Pavilion, New York, called That Candle Place. So today I have 5 candles to share with you guys. The owner actually graciously threw in a wax melt into my order as well for me to try out. But yeah, similar to most of the candles that I talk about here on my channel, these are 100% soy wax candles. They are non-tox. Yeah, so I'm excited to share a different brand with you guys. The candles that I am showing you today, I believe, are 17 ounces of, like I said, 100% soy wax candles. They typically retail for, I want to say, $23. The shipping cost is usually $10, but every once in a while, she will run like a free shipping day. I know that she actually just did that this weekend. But yeah, you guys, I'm pretty excited to share this little haul with you guys. You all know, basically over the last, I would say, year and a half or so, I've really kind of focused on soy wax as my favorite type of candle to burn. And so if you tend to like that type of wax in your candles as well, or maybe if you just like to hear about home fragrance and you feel like you vibe with me, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like this specific video, please hit the thumbs up button. But yeah, I will make sure that I have the website linked down below. I'm not an affiliate. I don't even think there is an affiliate program. I purchased all of these candles with my own money. There was no incentive, anything like that. This was just simply a brand that I was curious about and decided, you know what, I had a good experience with her. I think it was called Frosted Carrot Cake. Really, really loved that candle. In fact, I think I did a dedicated review on it, gosh, a few months ago now. But I had a really good experience with that candle. So I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and give a couple more of these summer candles a shot. So yeah, all of her information will be linked down below. The shop's owner's name is Shelby, not to be confused with Shelby over at Gift Gala. Apparently that's a popular name for candle for candle brand owners. But yeah, I will leave all of that information down below. As always, I will have timestamps for all of the candles that I'm talking about. But that's a lengthy enough intro. Let's go ahead and get into this haul. So I think I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the wax melt that she had thrown in for me. It is in the fragrance Caramel Pecan Crunch. Now, I don't have the fragrance notes for this. And you guys know, caramel is not always like my favorite note. It doesn't always hit my nose right. Sometimes it can be a little bit too rich and dense and buttery, but this I actually like. I get a little bit of nuttiness in here, but I do definitely detect caramel. Again, this is a wax melt. So I actually, fun fact, you guys, I don't really do wax melts a lot of the time, just because for me, my house only has so much space, and I feel very like committed when I have to melt wax. I don't know why. I just like candles a little bit better. But one of the things that I've been trying to do to not get so overwhelmed with candles in my collection is start to purchase wax melts to kind of sample out fragrances to see if I would like them. I feel like it's a small way that I can become familiar with the fragrance. And what I do is I just save like an old candle jar, and then I can stick it in my candle crock and melt it, and we'll see what it does from there. But this is a nice fragrance. This is definitely like a fall type of scent for me. If you're new to my channel, I'm a rather seasonal burner. But yeah, Caramel Pecan Crunch. My nose definitely smells caramel in here, a little bit of nuttiness, but the caramel isn't too cloyingly sweet. A little bit of vanilla in there too as well. Slight hint of spice. Again, nothing earth-shattering, but I do really, really like it. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the first candle. Like I said, I purchased 5 of them. The first candle that I want to talk about is the fragrance Golden Sand. So you can see pretty minimal packaging here. It's the same type of apothecary style vessel that Caramel Sundays and Gift Gala uses. I know that there's some other brands too. I think Copper Candle, is it Copper Candle Company? They use a similar type of vessel. So she does list her fragrance notes on the bottom, which I really appreciate when a candle brand does put their fragrance notes somewhere on the candle, just for me selfishly, because I'm always talking about them in front of you. And if I always forget, like I have a tendency sometimes to forget to write down fragrance notes before I sit down to film. And then I'll sit down and I'm like, oh, I don't have the exact notes to compare with what my nose is smelling. So I do appreciate when brands do put that on here. Okay, Golden Sand has fragrance notes of orange, peach, coconut, sandalwood, and vanilla. And it's funny because I had DM'd Shelby. I said, tell me more about Golden Sand. I said, is this like Yankee Candle's Golden Sand? And she said yes. And in fact, on the bottom here, it says Yankee Golden Sands type. So, you know, if you're somebody who likes Yankee's Golden Sands, I am here to tell you, yes, this smells very, very similar. I haven't smelled Golden Sands in a few years, but I do remember the gist of it. And this is very much along the same lines. This is very similar as well to Caramel Sunday's Golden Hour. They have a fragrance that smells like this as well. This is kind of like a sophisticated beachy fragrance. I feel like this is the type of scent for people who want something that's maybe a little bit more perfumey, a little bit more, I would say, like resort, like high-end luxe resort vibes. If you want something that is not like screaming tropical drink beachy, but this is still very reminiscent of the beach. I do get coconut in here. The orange and the peach blend well, but it's the sandalwood. It's the sandalwood in here that sets this apart as just a slightly more elevated take on all of those fruit notes. Again, if you've smelled Yankee's Golden Sands, it's very, very similar. And I know that I like that fragrance, so I felt like this was a pretty safe purchase for me. I will make sure you guys to do dedicated reviews on all of these candles as well, and I will keep you guys updated in the Friday 5 when I start burning them. You guys know I've got a lot of new candles in my collection to be sharing with you guys, so I try to keep that updated in my weekly video with the Friday 5, and then when I get to usually like the halfway point, I generally will try to do a dedicated review. The next fragrance that I actually messaged her and had her add this one onto my order because I think this became available like the day after I had placed my initial order for the 4. And it was great. She was like, sure, I'll go ahead and add it in. She sent the invoice. The other thing I did want to let you guys know is that this is not like a Hunger Games style of drop. You know, she'll let followers know like when she's planning to stock, you know, different collections and whatnot. But hers is just, it's a little bit more laid back. I would say it's not necessarily pour to order like Gift Gala, but it's not the like mass frenzy that we experience with Caramel Sundays either. It's kind of like in between. So a lot of these fragrances, I think you can go onto the website and you will see that they're still available in stock. I know that she also offers some of these candles in 3-wick vessels, like the normal, like 3-wick ones. But I personally just have kind of learned to stay away from a lot of those because I don't really have success with 3-wick vessels. I don't know why. I always feel like I'm going to get puny wicks with them. So I kind of stay away from the 3-wicks, but she does also have larger vessels too. I think she has like a 30-ounce vessel. There's one a little bit bigger than that. Shelby, if you're watching it, please feel free to comment down below, or if anybody else has shopped with that candle place before and you know the larger size vessel, because I think that there's one that's even bigger than the 30-ounce one. But anyways, let me know on that. Okay, so this next fragrance is Toasted Coconut and Pineapple. I am somebody who loves both of those fragrances. They are listed as, let's see, pineapple juice, toasted coconut, orange zest, caramel, honey, marshmallow, vanilla bean, buttercream. So this is definitely going to be like a summertime gourmand fragrance. And I've got to tell you guys, this one's got a lot going on at first. I am going to tell you, I think of the 5 on cold, this is probably my least favorite, but I'm not writing it off completely because I feel like a lot of soy wax in particular tends to transform once the wax is warmed. I've just experienced that more times than not. So I am going to give this one a shot. I think on cold, what I'm smelling is it's a toasted coconut, but the pineapple, I think the pineapple is a little bit like bitey right now. Maybe overly sweet with like a caramel note. Like it's almost coming across, I don't want to say like slightly acidic, I guess, to my nose. Like there's something very sharp about this. But again, I'm going to light it up. We're going to see what it does. I don't hate it. Like it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm not even going to try that. I'm very curious to see what this one becomes when I light it. But yeah, toasted coconut and pineapple. Now, let me see. What's the other one here that I wanted to show you guys? While we're talking about pineapple, because we are, at least where I live, we are heading straight into summer, it feels like. Pineapple sorbet. So this one intrigued me. I was hoping that this would smell like Dole Whip, if you guys are familiar with Disney and the famous Dole Whip dessert that you can get. Fragrance notes are pineapple juice, sweetened coconut flakes, cherry, and vanilla. Now, I am going to tell you, this definitely smells like a pineapple sorbet. Not as creamy maybe as like a Dole Whip. The cherry note in here, I actually don't detect a ton of cherry. I think it's very, very, very subdued. This is definitely a pineapple forward fragrance. But this is more like a sweet pineapple, whereas I feel like, again, like I was saying, that toasted coconut and pineapple, it's got a little bit more like bite to it. Whereas this is more like sweet pineapple, I guess. Sugary kind of pineapple. And I think that's probably being helped out. Let's see, because they've got cherry, vanilla, sweetened coconut flakes. Yeah. I really like this one quite a bit, actually. I'm pretty excited to burn this one. I've got a lot of candles in my collection that I feel like this will complement. Gosh, you guys, I have so many summer candles right now that it's good because I'm always looking for fragrances that are going to complement each other. That's how I'm able to get through them. But yeah, this one is really, really nice. Now, I know that we are nowhere near fall. Nowhere near fall. I personally am not ready to burn fall fragrances. Really, truthfully, I'm not somebody who's ready to buy fall fragrances. But she did put this one on her website, and I was just so intrigued because, like I said, that frosted carrot cake fragrance that I got from her this year, I have to tell you guys, that's probably my favorite carrot cake scent that I have tried recently. She puts a little bit of an orange note in there, and I really, really loved it. And so I knew that I had kind of had a good experience with like kind of a spicy type of fragrance from her. So I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and roll the dice on this one. This is the fragrance Spiced Pumpkin Buttercream. Fragrance notes are pumpkin, cinnamon, clove, brown sugar, nutmeg, creamy vanilla buttercream. And this is absolutely delicious. Is it anything that I have never ever smelled before? No. Do I like what I'm smelling? Yes. I definitely get those spice notes in there. I pick up some clove, I pick up cinnamon, and I pick up nutmeg. The cinnamon is not too red hot cinnamon, and I feel like they're all really perfectly balanced. It's not as clove heavy as I think some would prefer, but I definitely smell it. It's based in like a creamy buttercream type of base. That's definitely what I'm smelling. Pumpkin, maybe a little bit. I'm convinced, I'm becoming more and more convinced that the pumpkin note in and of itself in a lot of home fragrance, I think that we associate pumpkin more so with the spices that oftentimes accompany pumpkin, like cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. But this is just a very like warm, inviting, good blending type of fragrance. This is going to go well with a ton of fall fragrances. So this is the only one, you guys, that I am going to tell you. I'm not going to get around to doing a post burn on this one anytime soon. I personally usually don't even start burning fall fragrances for review purposes. Probably not even really until like late July, early August. It's too hot where I live to even think about fall. So the last fragrance that I did want to share with you guys is, I think this is my favorite one, I would say, of the summer candles that I hauled. And it's funny because this is the one that I was kind of on the fence about. And I had messaged her and said like, hey, can you give me a little bit better, idea of what this is going to be? And she did. So this is the fragrance Summer Bakery. Summer Bakery has fragrance notes of sweet buttery dough, maple syrup, sugared donuts, pound cake, whipped cream, strawberry crumble, and lemon zest. And oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, this is similar to Bath and Body Works strawberry pound cake, or you guys, saw me talk about a couple of weeks ago, the Homeworks strawberry shortcake. The strawberry note that I'm picking up in here is very similar to that. It's that dense, like kind of like a pound cake accord. But what's setting this apart is there's something there's something different to this than I smelled in either one of those. Like it's familiar, but it's a cousin, I would say, to those other fragrances. There's something else in here that I'm really, really loving. It might be the lemon note that's in the background, even though there's nothing like distinctly jumping out to me as lemon. I think it's giving a little bit of sweetness. And maybe like, what else is she saying here? Maple syrup, sugared donuts. Yeah, there's something else in this that it's not just your like normal, like a pound cake type of fragrance. There's something else that's giving this a little bit more richness and depth. And I'm really, really liking it. Truthfully, you guys, I am planning to light this one up as soon as I get done filming. I'm going to light this one up over here, and I'm planning to burn this with my Kringle cherry pie and Country Candles blueberry milkshake. I really, really love kind of like this fragrance profile mixed with those other two. But yeah, this is really, really good. So I will keep you guys updated on how these candles burn. Spoiler alert, I did go ahead and purchase 3 other fragrances yesterday while she was still having the free shipping, because that's a savings of $10 for me. But yeah, make sure that you go over, if you're over on Instagram, and you can go over and follow that candle place. I've had a good experience with the owner, Shelby. She's, I think she's a wife and mama and just enjoys, creating these candles. And, I'm the type of person that if I can and I like a good product, I like to support small businesses. So yeah, just keep in mind, you guys, that she does not build in the shipping cost to her candles. So just be aware of that. So like I said, the shipping I think was $10 when I placed this order. But again, every once in a while she does that. She also, I think, has like a first time coupon for like 10% off or something like that. I think that after my first order, she had sent me a coupon, but every once in a while she offers some coupons. So that's always a good thing, saving us a little bit of extra money. But I will keep you guys posted. I will let you guys know how these continue to burn for me. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have purchased from this brand. What has your experience been with her candles? I would always like to hear what your feedback is. And if you don't want to miss out on any further reviews, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. So I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.